Alright, everyone, welcome back to Olympus. Hope you all had a great day, because we definitely sure did. We caught a 44-point move today, right? Although we did swing it technically, because we did get some sleep in between. Um, Overall, 44-point move with really minimal drawdown. And so that was our big winner for the day, but we were able to scalp a bunch of ES, some MES throughout the day, right? Even though we didn't get too much in terms of action after we made this big pump, it was enough to get some scalps in, and we'll show you guys my entries and all. But first, let's take a look at my levels. All right, so here are the levels on ES, right? So we determined these levels sort of last night before we had gotten here. So 4091 was the initial level we wanted to get over for longs. We do that, and this is sort of where we get our entry when we come back to this level. And we set a stop under this last low, and we went to bed, and we woke up to basically all our profit targets getting hit. Right? Doesn't necessarily play out like this all the time, but in this case it did, and we kept pumping higher and hit all our price targets for the day, basically to a T. Right, a little bit of excess up here, but we'll go through that a bit later. So for the intraday plays, right, after we make this big move up in the morning, the first, I guess, 3 hours of the market, we got into this period of chop, but we catch the bottoms. That is what we do, right? We caught the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, every major pullback we had today, we caught. Basically to the tick, right? We're only a couple, like 2 ticks off from these lows. And how do I do that? Well, imbalances, right? We'll go back to the footprint chart on Trade of 8 later, but this is right. These executions just go to show you the precision at which we operate, right? And we're only able to do this because we just stare at the chart all day. I mean, you have to make that sacrifice to be able to do stuff like this. And I can actually go to the footprint chart right now to go show you sort of why I entered where I did and why I got out where I did. Okay, so we'll go to the footprint chart. This is the 1600 tick chart, meaning each candle is 1600 cons traded. So this is just what I like doing. So what I like watching, the 1600 tick chart. So been getting used to it. So first pullback of the day, right? Our entry is 41.31. And how am I able to do this? Right, we go back and we come back to these, what they call imbalances in the footprint chart. Okay. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to bounce, right? We see a couple here. Doesn't do much if you're looking at this imbalance. But I've noticed over the last couple of years, these imbalances tend to act as supports and resistances sometimes. And we like to fill these areas of bad structure, or what I call bad structure. They're not necessarily single prints when you look at the TPO, but these are areas of bad structure that price tends to gravitate towards too, and then bounce off of. So that was my game plan for all these entries actually, right? We're able to get in at 41.31, basically goes a tick under. We're able to put a buy limit at this level, right? Before price even comes down here, right? We're talking about this level 15 minutes prior to it happening. We set a tight stop and it bounces, right? One thing I didn't see, right, mistake on my end, was this poor high we left. When I say poor high or poor low, I just mean for high, I want to see 0 bids transacted at the high, right? I want to see all cons at the ask or all cons at the bid when we're talking about a low. So I didn't see this. When I say poor low, poor low, or poor high, they typically tend to become targets. And when a day finishes without hitting one of these, I typically target them either the next day or for the rest of the week. and keep an eye on them, mark it on my chart. So I didn't see this, and we actually just got out for a nice 3 to 4 point gain when this area bad structure got filled up. If I'd seen this, we would have targeted this instantly, right? And we do it in the next couple candles, which is pretty absurd. But again, what do we do here on this big impulsive move, right? Leave imbalances, bad structure, right? Same process as the one before. Price comes down, right? We already have our order here, right? Near this last imbalance, right? Don't consider this one because a bunch of cons were traded right next to each other, so that's fine. So this imbalance, right? We're set our buy limit here, and we get out. Believe I'll have to go back to NinjaTrader on this one, but for a nice couple points, right? Then it happens again, right? Poor structure, come down and pop. This time we did leave a proper high, so that wasn't necessarily my target, but we were able to get out. We fill up this sort of area bad structure. So this one was another one. This one not necessarily bad structure. It was just a pullback back to an EMA. We actually chopped a little bit here. Not necessarily the best lows to be going long on, but we did anyway, and ended up paying out, making a new high day. And that was sort of when we go downhill, and I'll show you guys a couple MES trades we took, but actually we can go do that right now. So we have these ES trades, and then we go to the MES trades, right? Sort of same idea. So the NinjaTrader, all these trades on here are paper money, just because I'm doing the valuation right now. I believe end of next week I should have my eval, because I've already completed it. I'm just racking up the balance now at this point. But so when I'm on this is paper money, Tradeovate, real money. But still, I treat this as if it's a real account, right? I have to pass the eval. I mean, granted, I already did in the first 2 days, but I still trade on it like it's my job to. And you know, as executions go, show for it. One misstep here, but then a couple end of day lottos. So those are basically all our executions today, right? They're basically all called out in the voice chat. I mean, there's a bunch of guys in there that know what they're talking about. We all thrown out opinions and sort of our own thought processes and theses. So great place to be. I'm in it basically the entire trading session. We're in it afterwards as well, sort of late night, you know, just talking, gaming. But we also got a chart pulled up, right? Always looking for these levels. So yeah, I hope to see you all in there, and hope you all have a great rest of your day.